YouTube. I've been kind of frustrated the last couple weeks, and me and Bryan have had a lot of stress with the kids that are here in our house, and I actually have the morning alone because I had to go to a water safety course this morning, and I got to take some time to go to Target and pick out a Father's Day card for Bryan, and pretty simple task. I think most people would think that picking out a Father's Day card is really pretty easy. And I had the weirdest experience. I was looking at the cards, and I actually started to tear up. And my thoughts kind of went from Bryan to my father. And, I started thinking a lot about what it means to be a father. And as most of my friends can probably tell you, I'm not a crier. And I got hit with this wave of I don't want to say depression, but just, a feeling of anxiousness and love and respect. And I think I'm going to, I've had a little bit of time to think about this, and it's been, a really kind of an intense morning for me after my card experience. And I was hoping not only to share that with you guys, but to actually, to give Bryan a special message. So, my father, as many of you may know by watching our videos, was a very conservative Catholic man. My parents are originally from England, and he was very, very strict. I have 4 other brothers and sisters. And my father was always very male-based. I mean, he always loved his sons more than he did his daughters. So me and my 2 brothers were treated much differently than my sisters. My father was the type of man, though, that he only really loved you when you were doing what he wanted you to do. And, for a long time, I observed the abuse in my family towards my mother and my sisters by the hands of my father. And I used to think that's the way men treated women, because I was raised in an environment. My father really treated me and my brothers very well, and I never really had a problem with my father when I was younger. But his love always came at a price. It always came at the expectations of what he wanted from you. And as I grew older, I learned more and more about that price. That if you didn't live up to his standards or his expectations, there were penalties, and his love would be removed from you. I remember coming out to my dad, and it was one of the scariest days I've ever done. It was after me and him actually had grown closer because of my time in the military. He really enjoyed the fact that I went into the Army. And, we became closer. So I thought, okay, maybe he can deal with the fact that I can come out with him and we'll be able to form a new relationship where we can be more open and honest. As many of you may know, that wasn't the case. My father disowned me after that. I had no connection with him for, a long time. I remember coming across him and my younger brother in Safeway one time, which is the local shopping center. And my father just walking right by me, not even acknowledging me. And I think, I look back and I was really angry at that time, that my father could do that. But I think more so than angry, I was hurt. You really, no matter what you say, whether you care about your parents or you're angry with your parents, there's a certain part of your being that needs that love and acceptance, that unconditional love and acceptance from a parent. And I guess when I used to pick out Father's Day cards for my father, I didn't put a lot of thought and energy into them. So it wasn't an emotional thing for me. So I'm standing and looking at these cards, and I'm thinking about Bryan. And I'm thinking about all the qualities of him that I love. I mean, he's an incredible husband. But even more so than an incredible husband, somebody who supports me, loves me, will stand by me unconditionally no matter what the fuck-ups I do, how bad I screw up. He is an incredible father. And the impact of that, just looking for a card to express that, it really hit me in the gut. And, I see my kids, and I see the way they look at Bryan, and it blows me away sometimes. My son, Daniel, loves his father. He would rather be with his dad than his friends. He'd rather be with his dad than play video games. He adores Bryan. And my daughter, Selena's the same way. She just loves her daddy, Bryan. And there are times when you as a father, when there's 2 fathers in a scenario, sometimes get jealous. You sit around and you look at your kids and the way they interact with Bryan, who, everybody knows Bryan, who doesn't want to, hold him and hug him and love on him. And then you look at yourself, and there's a part of you sometimes that wonders, how closely you are to, your own father. And I know my kids love me. I mean, they show it to me every day in the way they treat and talk to me and you know, come up to me and love on me, and we have incredible kids. And, you know, you wonder if you're doing everything you can to be a good father. And then you have a person like Bryan in your life who is an incredible father to our kids. I mean, the amount of attention and love and comfort that he gives them blows me away. And I always go back to the whole thing about what does it mean to be a father? Do you have to be straight? Do you have to be gay? Can you be old? Can you be young? You know, it really, being a father is showing your kids the amount of love and attention, you know, that you would give anybody who's special to you. And Bryan, you know, I know that I can be really difficult. And I know that I can criticize a lot. And I know that I pick on you sometimes for, you know, the stupid little things that you do. I mean, Bryan is the worst homemaker that I know. I mean, he cannot cook. He hates to clean. You know, he is so laid back that I have to bitch at him to take kids to a birthday party, which we did yesterday. I was bitching, no, you have to take our daughter. You have to take our daughter to this party. It's important for her to be social with her friends at this age. And Bryan's the type of guy where he's just laid back. He just wants to hang out at the house with the kids and you know, be a good dad. And I like to think that maybe I help him be a better father by making him do the things that he doesn't necessarily feel comfortable doing. And maybe that's my part in this. Maybe it's my job to make Bryan be the best father he can be. And he does a great job. And I want you to know, Bryan, I finally found this card. It says, to a great husband and even a greater dad in your burning dinner. And that's so you, because you are an incredible husband. But more than that, you are the best father I've ever known. And thank you. Thank you for being such a great dad. No matter what happens with our kids, I know that you'll be there for them. I know that you'll continue to be a wonderful, incredible father, no matter what paths they take, no matter what life choices they make, because that's who you are, Bryan. And, you know, I wish that my father had been 1/10 the man you are. So, happy Father's Day. I love you. And I will never stop loving you. And thank you for being who you are. I'll talk to you soon.
Everybody say goodbye.
Goodbye.